Hey everyone, this is P4L, and today's review will be taking a special early look at a pre-production model of GiGaPower's Gigasaur HQ03R, I believe, Guttur, and this is the Chrome version. So I previously did a review of the regular metallic painted version, and this is the second run, I guess you can call it, which is the one that has the chrome-like details on all the kind of golden pieces and so forth. So this is a pre-production sample, so things could change, but this is actually the second pre-production model that I've got to mess with. One that I got previously that I didn't shoot a video for was also the Chrome version, but this one, there's actually significant changes that I wanted to talk about. So this is not going to be a full review, just more of a comparison and discussion about what the difference is between the Chrome version and the original metallic painted version that we had before. So first of all, you can see the difference in just the overall look, but I also wanted to talk about accessories. He does have the same kind of accessories. He does have the sword that we see here, as well as the gun, both that feature light up features with LEDs that you install batteries in. If you want to see instructions on how to do that, you can see my other review. He does get the secondary head as well. This one is the same head. This is blue eyes and more of a straight face. The one that comes installed, or at least on this version, was the red-eyed kind of angry face version. The other difference is you actually get these translucent pieces again, but these are actually a darker gray, and I'll show off in comparison to the original piece a little bit later, but they do come with this. The difference in accessories is just that you don't get these kind of rubber flamey footies that you got with the first figure. So these are from the original Guttur that I have. You don't get those. But otherwise, as far as accessories go, pretty much the same. He also has the shoulder cannon up here. The only difference really being that it has chrome gold. And the chrome gold is really rich on this. It's very yellow. So some people may like that, some people may not. I think it looks really nice. Immediately, I'll just go ahead and get to the chase. Is the bottom line is this version of the figure is much superior to the original version that we had. Not just in terms of just the looks, that's going to be preference, but actually the changes that were made overall. So if you remember, the first version suffered from a lot of just tolerance issues. Things that were of note were the dino feet. The toes were really loose on a lot of people's figures. These shoulders had a lot of play and were really loose. These are actually really tight and have very little to no play in them. The hips, while they still have a lot of play in them, they feel a little bit better. And I'm thinking the internal joints that caused problems and breakages before. If I were to open this up, which I'm not doing because it's not my figure, I'm going to bet that they actually improved that because it does feel significantly different there. Just the overall finish of this figure feels a lot better. There are some things that they still didn't change, where I noticed that they didn't change is some of these pegs in my previous review, I forget which hand it is, some of these pegs were actually too long and they didn't close all the way. That still seems to be the case. I forget which hand it's on, or maybe they did fix it slightly, but there's still some noticeable gap when you close the forearm pieces. The other thing is, it's still, because of playing the hips, he still doesn't really stand up straight very well. This is his straight ratchet. You're going to actually have to kind of go one ratchet forward, and you can actually see in the hips, he's actually angled forward a bit, but this is the straightest he'll look by actually ratcheting one ratchet forward, just because he is pretty back and top heavy. But he still looks fantastic. So I'm going to do a quick comparison in both modes. So I think overall the differences I talked about are in the mold itself, which were improvements. here he is side by side with my personal gutter. So first things first, let's go ahead and do the shoulder ratchets. You can see how nice and clicky that is. And again, very little play. In this first one, you can see there's a lot more play. Everything seems a bit looser. And the ratchets are softer ratchets. And I think they have less detents. It seems like there's more actual clicks. So 1, 2, 3, 4 between each quarter. So yeah, it seems like there's 4 on each quarter rotation. So here, yeah, it's like there's definitely more ratchets in the shoulders, and they feel much nicer overall. A lot tighter. Again, just looseness here and there. The hip ratchets, look, there's so much play in this one, and the ratchets are very soft feeling. This one still has play, but the ratchets feel noticeably better. So you can compare the gold paint and the chrome itself just by looking. I'm not going to go into really the details of that. I think the gold chrome is very nice. Even on the die cast pieces, it feels really solid. The paint applications look about as good. The red itself is also chromed out if you didn't notice. This is kind of all chromed out. The paint, even on the paint application on the chest, is more chromy. The hip paint looks more chromy, and you'll notice the head crest is also kind of a chromy red. Alright, I think that's really it for... Oh, so here's another place you'll notice the difference in the translucent gray. This is a lighter, more see-through, just almost straight translucent, while this is a much smokier gray. Same thing on the chest, on the front. It's less noticeable on the front, but on the sides you can definitely see it here. The paint on the figure itself is also different. Both are fully painted. This one is just a kind of a shinier, more gunmetal, I guess, maybe look to it. Definitely more shiny in terms of, and reflective in terms of the paint application. But otherwise, very much the same everywhere else, at least from what I've discovered. So give me a quick second, and we'll do a quick cut, and we'll come back in dyno mode. Alright, so here we are in dyno mode. And again, just the overall aesthetic is going to be the same, except for the paint applications, which, again, I definitely prefer this one over the original. I kind of regret having the original compared to this one. And this one, just, maybe I'm just a sucker for chrome, but I did originally like the other gutter a lot, and I still do. I still think it's a great figure with all its flaws, but this one, it definitely improves upon on all of the kind of qualms I had. So like the toes aren't floppy anymore, which is great. Mine had a lot of floppiness in the toes. Again, the shoulder ratchets, which now become the hind leg ratchets, are much better, and you can definitely tell that there are additional indentations, and it stands much more naturally now. So great job there. I definitely like this version much better. You also see it features red eyes on the front. Let's go ahead and bring in the original to do a side by side. See, like this one had a kind of a weird unnatural. It was either too far back or too far forward. There wasn't a kind of middle ratchet for his leg here. This one kind of has a little bit less. It does have a back and a forward, but it's a lot more narrow, I guess. See, he keeps almost wanting to fall backwards. You can see every time I push forward, he kind of leans back. He doesn't have this problem, so very much a better dyno mode in terms of posability with those extra shoulder ratchets. The front legs are still on those nice kind of ball joints. At least on mine, it's a little bit looser than I would like. This one was a little bit tighter, but again, it's a pre-production model, so that could be why. The nose piece and the neck piece still go on as before, but as I said, these are, actually I should have put on the neck piece first. but these are a bit different in the overall look. I'm not sure why this one's not going on correctly. There we go. The tightness on the neck piece is a lot better. The front one still doesn't clip on, which is still kind of a bummer. But you'll notice the drastic difference. Like this one's easily very see-through. This one's a lot smokier, and I like the smokier one. It's I would say more accurate. See, this one's super loose. This one's still loose, but not as loose, but it still doesn't clip on. And again, with the difference in the silver paint as well as the chrome, it just looks better overall. I really I keep harping on it just because I have kind of like buyer's remorse right now. But yeah, that's really it. No other differences again. So to recap, the major differences being the colors overall, the color of the translucent plastic, the shoulder ratchets being different, more solid, and definitely has more actual detents in it. The better waist or hip ratchets as well. The better toes. And the difference in accessories is that you don't get these little feetums that go on the feet in dyno mode, which honestly are not a big deal. I'm not sure anybody is super excited for these to the point that, you know, they're trying to buy them on the secondary market. They're kind of cool, but definitely not necessary. Alright, so that was just a quick comparison of the Chrome version of Guttur. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate thumbs ups. If you want to give me a thumbs down, go ahead and do so, but leave me a comment as to why I deserved it, so I don't ponder for the rest of the night on why. If you have any desire to keep up to date with my news and reviews, go ahead and click the subscribe button up here. If you want to add this guy to your collection, you can go ahead and click on the Toy Dojo link in the description below. Obviously they're my sponsors, and they're the ones that were able to work with GiGaPower in letting me review this early Chrome sample. Alright, that's all for today everyone. Have a good one.